My name is Michael Wetta, and I am the Associate Librarian at the Painted Desert Campus in Holbrook. I'm here to briefly speak with you about the Open Textbooks for Rural Arizona project and some resources that have been developed for it. With Open Textbooks for Rural Arizona, Northland Pioneer College has partnered with 6 community colleges across rural Arizona to create open educational resources, or OER. These materials will then be added to a searchable database that will be accessible by anyone. This project has received a Department of Education grant through the Fund for the Improvement of Post-Secondary Education. Most likely, you have already created some resources that could be turned into OER, and we are currently looking for contributions. For those interested in developing open educational resources for this project, please contact Dr. Wei Ma, LaTanya Motley, or myself, Michael Wetta. Let's quickly define what OER are. OER can consist of anything from supplemental materials, such as infographics, to lesson plans and activities, to even full textbooks or full courses. OER are commonly defined as teaching, learning, and research materials that have been licensed in a manner that provides everyone with free and perpetual permission to perform the following activities known as the 5R activities: retain, make copies indefinitely; reuse in a variety of ways; revise the resource; remix by combining additional resources; and redistributing the resource. Now, we have developed some resources to assist those contributing to the OER project, but even if you do not take part in the project, you may also find them useful as you develop your courses here at NPC. The first resource is a Moodle course. The course was developed for use as part of the Open Textbooks for Rural Arizona project and would be a good place to start, especially if you do plan to contribute to the project. It will provide a more detailed introduction to OER, and there are also plenty of additional resources provided to further understand the concepts. This course is purely informational. There is no assessment mechanic. The course is broken up into 18 modules and will likely take only 1 or 2 sittings, depending on how many additional resources are explored. If you would like to be enrolled in this course, please notify either LaTanya Motley or myself, Michael Wetta. Finally, we have developed a couple of subject guides covering open access resources and open educational resources. Now, the reason for developing an open access subject guide in conjunction with the open educational resources subject guide is because not only can open access materials also be used in your courses, but if their licensing allows for it, open access materials are just open educational resources waiting to become. Now, the layout for both subject guides is fairly similar, so let's just take a quick look at the OER subject guide. The easiest way to get there is by going to npc.edu. If you click on the hamburger in the upper right corner, and then click on a library, you will come to the library website. If you scroll down just a little bit to these 3 boxes, in the resources box on the left, we want to click on subject guides. And here we are. Now, these are all the subject guides created by the library so far. If you scroll down till you find the subject guide you are looking for, and here we go, Open Educational Resources. We click on the title, and here we are. Now, on this subject guide, the first 3 tabs, what is OER, Creative Commons licensing, and developing OER, these tabs will provide some introductory information about OER, but will also include videos and other resources to delve deeper into the concepts. Our next tab is the OER training resources, which lists various training resources about OER to further your understanding. We have our OER tools tab, lists a number of different applications and platforms of use in developing OER, some of which have been developed specifically with creating OER in mind. The last two tabs are devoted solely to listing online sources of OER materials that can be used by anyone. Now, the sheer volume and variety of websites about OER makes organizing these sites a bit difficult. We first tried to separate them by whether the site caters to a specific subject area or if it is more of a large general repository. In those tabs, there have been further attempts to categorize the sites, but it will require a little searching to find a site that fits your needs. Obviously, there are many other sites that can also be found through a Google search. If you decide to develop OER for the Open Textbooks for Rural Arizona Grant Project, these resources will be a great place to start. But even if you don't, open access and open educational resources can be a great way to supplement your courses. Thank you.